And welcome to Healthy Eating with Richard. I wanted to call it Healthy Eating with Richard and Dave, but Dave didn't want to be on camera. Dave's the man behind the camera, I'm the man in front of the camera. And today, we're making, and oh, by the way, this is Coco, trying to eat what we're making today. Today we're making a fresh salsa, which you can enjoy possibly with your favorite beverage, or two. So anyways, we'll be back in a minute and we'll show you how it's made. We're here in Dave's backyard in this beautiful setting, and today we're going to make some salsa. Now, you can go out to the store and you can buy whatever salsa you want. It comes in a jar or a can or however you like to get it, but you don't know where those ingredients came from, and you don't know where they were grown and how they were grown. So when you go out to your local grocery store, farmer's market, on-farm market, and you pick those ingredients up yourself, then you know the origin of them, and you know how fresh they are, and you know what kind of salsa you're going to make from them. Now, the base for most salsas is tomatoes. Now, I took the liberty of cutting some tomatoes up because you don't want to stand here watching this video for 10 minutes, so watching me dice up tomatoes. So we're going to start by putting our tomatoes in the bowl here, and then I'll show you just with a couple of quick ones here how I dice those up. Just take a minute, take the core out of the tomato. Another thing you need when you're slicing tomatoes is a super sharp knife. So make sure your knife is nice and sharp. So that when you grab your tomato, it slices just that easily. So you don't want, with salsa, you want your salsa to be fairly chunky. You don't want it to be super fine. It's not a spaghetti sauce. So we're just going to take them and do fairly coarse chop. Just get them all chopped up, and we'll get them in the bowl with the rest of them. And then we'll put in some more of the ingredients. Now, because of this wonderful outdoor setting we have, you can probably hear a few background noises. Behind me as we're filming this, there's a ravine, and you can hear the kids walking back and forth in the ravine. And we just had Coco show up at my feet because I forgot to bring a garbage pail out here, so I'm through the cores from the tomatoes on the ground, and she's now eating them. So, we got the rest of our tomatoes diced up, and if anybody is sitting there with a pad and pen in front of them, that is about 8 cups worth of tomatoes. Now, there's no real right or wrong way of adding the rest of this stuff. We've got some chopped green pepper, red pepper, and jalapenos that are going in with our salsa. And then we have some chopped Spanish onions that are going in. A few red onions. And no Mexican style dish, which salsa is complete without some corn. And as I mentioned before, all the ingredients that you see me putting into this are all fresh and all local. Doesn't that look great? Look at all the colors. When you're eating, you don't just eat with your mouth. You don't just taste. Oh, little hair from the corn there. You don't just taste with your mouth, you taste with your eyes, you taste with your nose. The smell that's coming from this bowl right now is unbelievable, and so far we haven't even added any sort of ingredients to spice it up a little bit. Now this is the juice and the zest of a lemon. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to add the juice and the zest of a second lemon. So, I think we'll skip the zest part, but this is a good old-fashioned juicer. Probably your grandmother had one that she used for making fresh squeezed orange juice for Grandpa every morning. But see, most of the stuff is out of there, and all of the seeds are trapped in there, and all of the juice is in here. We're going to pour that over the top, and you can just, as it's going on there already, you can smell that fresh lemon. That will freshen up the taste of this salsa more than you can possibly imagine. Now we've got a couple of cloves of fresh garlic here. Add that in there. We've got a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. Now, I don't know about the apple cider vinegar you buy, or if you even buy it, but the pure, unfiltered, unpasteurized apple cider vinegar, if you don't trust me, you can go online, find your favorite search engine and look it up for yourself. Is very healthy for you. Now we're going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. A little bit of balsamic vinegar. And what this does, adding a little bit of liquids, we don't want to add too much because we don't want our salsa to be watery and really liquidy. But what it does is it gives the flavors from all the vegetables a little bit of moisture to mix and commingle and incorporate so that you get this Now, doesn't that look great? Now we're just going to season it up a little bit with some sea salt. And my pepper grinder I always have on permanent coarse because I like that chunky feel to it. Now, last but not least, in my salsa, I like to use chili powder to give it some heat. You may like more heat in yours than I like in mine. You can use cayenne pepper to get more heat. As I said earlier, when I was adding the peppers, there's a couple of jalapenos diced up in here, which will add heat as soon as all these flavors start to incorporate. But the chili adds, to me, a nice sweet sort of flavor as opposed to the jalapenos, which just add heat. Oh, hi there. Now, Dave, if you can bring the camera in close, look at all those ingredients. Oh, and the wasp. We'll get rid of him. That, my friends, is how you make some really awesome salsa on a beautiful day in Dave's backyard. Thank you.